So this presentation is going to be centered around mindfulness, and I'm pretty sure every single person watching this will have their own unique definition or experience of mindfulness. You might have seen it used by an elite athlete in the media, or you might be using it yourself. Mindfulness is really popular now, and it can be actually a really effective tool used for day-to-day behaviours, but also within performance sports. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about defining what mindfulness is, addressing some of the myths or the misconceptions around mindfulness, but also exploring how you can practice it more and some of the resources that are available to help you do that. The first part of this is defining what mindfulness is. It's really important to define mindfulness because that acts and serves as the foundation which allows you to grow and develop your knowledge and also explore how you might want to use it. Now, this first definition came from Jon Kabat-Zinn, and John is very much seen as one of the founding fathers of mindfulness. Now, you'll see here that definition came out in 1994. However, mindfulness has been around for thousands of years, and it originates, or is believed to originate, from Buddhist cultures. However, it wasn't really seen in the Western cultures as we see it today until John, went over there, explored some of the practices, and then brought some of the ideas and the ideologies over. But he defined it as paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. So the key parts, and if we break that definition down, we can see some real key areas of paying attention in a particular way. So this is guiding your attention towards something with purpose. In the present moment is very much in the here and the now. As I would say, where your feet are. This is not in some of the other tenses that we can find ourselves lost in, which is the past and the future. Now, I know athletes listening to this are going to be saying that those are common areas, and across the Loughborough College DICE program, I've spoken to hundreds of athletes and we've had conversations that those are particular areas where our attention can be driven towards, locked into the past around what previously happened, and then almost kind of shot into the future around what is going to happen. Mindfulness actually operates and encourages you to operate your attention in the present moment, where your feet are in this moment. And then this final one is non-judgmentally, which is very much what is showing up is not being judged. I feel as humans, we are very quick to judge it and maybe place a label on it as good or bad, helpful, unhelpful. Whereas actually mindfulness really encourages you to just see what is showing up. Being able to sit with that. And I think this really served as sort of further developments for future research. And as we can see here, which is, still quite sort of dated, but also a more up-to-date definition, which is the self-regulation of attention with the use of an attitude of curiosity, openness, and acceptance. And I think that we see the similarity here in self-regulation of attention, so guiding our attention where we want it, but the use of curiosity, openness, and acceptance. So I'd like you to just sort of, maybe piece together both of those and come up with your own hybrid definition. As mindfulness has grown in popularity, so have potential misconceptions around what mindfulness is. So I thought it'd be really important and really good to highlight some of those so that you can actually get a good assumption around what mindfulness is as opposed to what it isn't. And this first one I hear quite often is that mindfulness is just meditation. I think if we do a word association, you might be going to someone that is in a meditation pose, maybe sitting on a rock, sort of in that Zen state with their hands, really trying to focus. Whereas meditation is actually one form of mindfulness. There are hundreds of different ways in which you can, if we draw back the definition, pay attention with purpose. It's not just meditation. Mindfulness is just a type of relaxation. Again, another misconception. Now, as a result of being mindful, you might feel more relaxed, but that's just a byproduct. That is not the sole aim for mindfulness. As we saw in the definitions, it's to help showcase your ability to pay attention with purpose. Pay attention with an attitude of curiosity, openness, and acceptance. It's not just type of relaxation. Mindfulness is all about controlling your thoughts and thinking positively. Again, another misconception, because actually in the definition of mindfulness and what it is, you don't hear the words control or even think positively. Mindfulness showcases that you're able to move your attention despite what's showing up. So you can be mindful even in difficult situations, even with difficult thoughts, because you can approach them with openness and acceptance. You can acknowledge that those thoughts are there and they are showing up. You don't have to react. You don't have to get rid of them. And you certainly don't have to think positively. This also leads on to the last point here, which is mindfulness is a way to feel good, or it can only be used when you're feeling low. Again, as a byproduct of being mindful and practicing mindful, you might feel better, but it's not the sole aim of mindfulness. And it certainly is not something that you can only do when you're feeling low. You could be on top of the world, you could have lots of, positive emotions running through your body, and you can still be paying attention with purpose. So I'd like you to hold on to these misconceptions and these myths and be able to see them, so that allows you to build your own definition of mindfulness. I think what's really good with mindfulness nowadays is that there is a growing body of research which suggests that mindfulness practice can be effective within sport. Gardner and Moore in 2007 showed that by practicing mindfulness, you can increase focus and attention during those high pressured situations. You can regulate your attention more effectively. Kaufman also found that there was enhanced performance under pressure in elite level athletes through those practicing mindfulness or even being more mindful. And also as well, Lane et al. Found that there was improved emotional regulation skills during competition. And also outside of performance sports, mindfulness has also been shown to increase one's ability to be more compassionate and accepting of experiences. I think this is really valuable as humans. So I think mindfulness essentially offers so much opportunity, and you're probably practicing mindfulness more than you realize, because any time you bring your attention to the present moment or you deliberately focus on something, you're actually being mindful. But Jon Kabat-Zinn also highlighted there are 4 different ways in which we can practice mindfulness. So there's the first one would be formal. So this essentially would be saying to yourself, I'm going to practice, mindfulness or being mindful 15 minutes twice a day, maybe at the start or at the end of my day, which is very formal because it's sort of set in stone and it's a specific time or a set amount of time. Then there's also the informal, which is essentially use it when you need it. So it's not being formal and saying I'm going to use it at 9 o'clock or at 5 o'clock. I'm actually going to, recognize and become aware if I'm feeling overwhelmed, or even if I actually feel like I'm losing concentration. I'm going to practice mindfulness to bring my attention where I need it. The third one is in the moment. So this is purposely threading mindfulness into your daily routine. So for example, if you're washing up, being able to utilize your 5 senses. And then the other one is cued. So this one would be putting up sticky notes around the kitchen to remind yourself to be mindful when you're washing up. So you're very much cueing the environment, which allows you to practice mindfulness. So what we're starting to see here is, although it's very easy for us to practice mindfulness, it's also maybe sometimes important to know that there are different ways in which we can help ourselves integrate mindfulness into our daily routine. So for this one, I wanted to share what mindfulness sounds like. So I want you to introduce you just to a brief mindfulness script. So I want to first start by welcoming you and inviting you to find a comfortable position, and that can either be sitting or lying down. And if you want to, you can close your eyes, but you don't have to. Take a moment to settle into your body and let go of any tension or distractions. Now bring your attention to your breath. Notice the sensations of the breath entering and leaving your body. Feel the coolness of the inhale and the warmth of the exhale. Allow your breath to flow naturally without trying to control it. As you focus on your breath, imagine it as an anchor, grounding you to the present moment. Whenever your mind starts to wander, as it will naturally do, gently bring your attention back to the breath. Notice the rise and the fall of your belly, or the feeling of the air passing through your nostrils. If thoughts and emotions arise, acknowledge them without judgment and let them go, returning your attention to your breath. Remember, it's normal for the mind to wander, so be patient and kind to yourself as you gently guide your focus back to your breath. As you continue to breathe and anchor your attention to the breath, Notice how it brings a sense of calm and stability to your mind and body. Allow yourself to fully immerse this in the present moment experience, letting go of any worries or concerns. Take a few more moments to simply be with your breath, observing its rhythm and flow. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes if you close them, and bring your sense of mindfulness and presence with you into the rest of your day. And remember, you can always return to your breath as an anchor whenever you need it for a moment of calm or clarity. So to summarize with some key takeaways from mindfulness, I think it's really important to highlight this, that there is no one way to practice mindfulness. I actively encourage you to explore the options, utilizing some of the information that's presented to you within this slide, but find your own path. And also realize that you are probably practicing mindfulness more than what you think. Paying attention on purpose. I'm sure everybody listening to this is able to do that and regularly does that. Mindfulness is not just meditation, or something to make you feel better. Mindfulness is about showcasing your ability to practice or focus with purpose, exploring this sense of curiosity, openness, and acceptance. It's not just something to make you feel better, although byproducts of that, and as we've seen, are enhanced emotional regulation, improved concentration, and maybe feeling more relaxed, although they are not the sole aims of mindfulness. So I encourage you not to go into utilizing mindfulness to feel better, but maybe to explore and to be able to increase your ability to direct your attention better. Mindfulness is something that can be practiced anywhere and at any time. So I would like to challenge you here to explore how you might integrate mindfulness within your day-to-day routine. Start there, because as we know, that makes it so much easier to start integrate within your performances and within how you can use mindfulness in your sport if you are already using it in your day-to-day life. There are also some fantastic mindfulness resources that I'd like to share with you as well. The first one is the Balance app, which is a mindfulness app that it helps you explore mindfulness in more detail. It sets up some programs that you can follow, but also as well, it's integrated within sleep and helping you utilize sleep for performance. Headspace is a very popular one here as well, so there's a link there that you can explore that, and there's also the Calm one as well. And as you can see here, they're both very similar. All three are very similar in the fact that they help you explore mindfulness. But there's also some resources that we have provided for you as well. So if you don't want to sign up for those, if you don't want to pay a monthly subscription fee, then you can explore some of the mindfulness scripts that we've utilized and we've provided as well.